Yes. All right. Showtime. There's no time like showtime. Got the Gooms again seeing us in. I think I still got their banner up here from yesterday. There they go. Big head. All right, Big Head. Thank you. Thank you, Legumes, for your surf punk Dick Dale meets Nirvana. I thought about it. It is dysfunctional, but I still the Kurt Cobain was definitely dysfunctional. There he is. Kurt right there. Welcome, everybody. It is 4/11. We are on Monday. This is week 4, show 1. I'm going to call this show 1. Sunday's not really a show. Monday's kind of the first day of the week, right? So we're here for you every day at 4:10. I'm Jeff Kravitz, coming to you live. Today I'm in my Santa Monica office. We're out of the house. We're even though it's raining today in LA, it's a great week. We have a lot of crappy weather coming, so it's a really good week for LA to lock it down and everyone to keep the social distance, to stay off the roads and stay out of people's face and try to wash it all clean. Northern California has flattened the curve. Italy's flattening the curve. Hopefully you're flattening your belly. Mine's starting to explode. My sugar addiction is in full swing right now. I'm eating just about every delicious thing known to man without any compunction because you don't really have to see anybody. So it's a good time to pack it on, but then you got to figure out when to start taking it off. That's the important thing. We might not have bathing suit weather this year, but I'm thankful. I am very hopeful. I know some of you have been asking me about concerts and stuff like that and what people are going to do, how people are going to get out, when we're going to get out. And I've been asking a lot of my friends in the business trying to figure it out. Picture is broken up, but no audio. Can you guys hear me out there? Hold on. Let me see. Bluetooth input. I am showing a signal here on my input level. So hold up 2 fingers if you can hear me. Okay, good. People can hear me. I'm glad to hear it. So everybody check your internet connection out there. The picture's looking good. I'm excited. Today we have an incredibly special guest, an old friend of mine who's going to be checking in. I moved to Los Angeles in 1986 from Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I came here, I went to film school, and I came here to get in the film business. So I was really looking at different places to work and things to do. When you first get here, you need a job. And I started messengering and doing different things. And I ended up working at Paramount Pictures doing payroll accounting. And that was through a guy that went to Atlantic City High School named Earl Letts. And the Letts family has been really close to us since then, part of my extended family, and Earl was running Paramount Pictures in the whole place. So I ended up talking to him and working out a position there to work in while I immersed myself in my photography and tried to figure out what I was going to do or get into film business. I really didn't know at that point. I was trying to figuring out where I was going to land. I ended up picking up the camera, and that was always something that served me well over my high school years and college years. So I went back to something I was really familiar, and that's photography, and started expanding into that. And when you guys met John Scott, he was one of my earlier shows. He is the guy who wrote the book Tom Petty and Me. Right, I have it right here still. Tom Petty and Me, John Scott, with my picture of Tom on the background, back shot there. And John was running this charity called TJ Martell. And at that charity, that first year, not only did I end up making him as a client and keeping him as a client for years in the charity, but I was also met Judy Ann Atencio, who was there with Adam Curry. He was playing on the baseball team, and I took some pictures for her, and a beautiful friendship and relationship started with me and MTV back then. So from there, I started working with various people in their company, and one of the people I met early on was Pauly Shore, and he had started doing stand-up a couple years earlier, and MTV picked him up to be a VJ on a show, a video jock, and he had his own show, Totally Pauly. Eventually, he was there for 5 years, from like 89 to 94, and setting the world on fire back in the day. So we're going to talk to Pauly in a little bit. Hold on, let me see what's he saying. Can't be on that long. Okay. He says, well, come on. All right, he's calling in. Yeah, I hope he has the link. I'm going to send it to him again here. It's like Pauly was very hesitant on the link. He's like, how does this work? What's technology? I see you all out there. Hello, Mr. Mitchell. Howdy, Marsha. Rick. Al. Zoran. Mr. Hames got his idiot fix. Shannon. Max. Hello, Jenny. Mr. Colette. Yes, Miss Baines. Hello, Sam. I can hear. Greg Rubin worked with me at Paramount in the payroll department. Phoebe checking in from New Orleans, keeping Nola safe. Kabik, photog extraordinaire. Hello, John Lamb. Glad to hear it. Danielle, everybody can hear me. Everybody's checking in. Jamie, my sister-in-law. Look at that Kravitz. Jamie Kravitz, my sister-in-law. Locked down there in Margate, New Jersey. Keeping all the shoobs at bay. Zoran, my photographer. Abbey Road Wall, check out his site. I guess they're not repainting the Abbey Road Wall. Nobody's writing on it yet, probably. It is something else. So it is something else. Oh, yeah, there's Al. You represented back in the day with John Crane. Yes. Ted Chase. Pauly Upbeat. Yes, Pete Shore's brother. Everybody love the Pauly. He's it. Paul and Greg Johnson worked with Pauly back in the day at MTV. Briar's checking in from Maine. She follows him on the Insta. Yeah. Biodome, I bet the views on Biodome have been really kicking up. This is on right now, Ian. You didn't miss anything. Matt Wilson in 2000 was Lahaina and served. See how you remember stuff like this, your brushes with fame. I can't even process them all. Yeah, it's part of Pauly's routine there. Yes, you're probably hallucinating. I don't think Pauly's been to fish shows. I definitely has not been to Deer Creek. Monique Moss, old school publicist from Hollywood, one of the first people I worked with back in the day. Through Monique, I ended up meeting Mara McCallion, actually, from HBO, who ended up being still a longtime client. So, yeah, Monique was Pauly's publicist, I believe, all the way back then. So, yes, it is almost 4:20. You're at 4:18, so we're going to check in. I think I see Pauly. I think I see him. Hold on. Let me just clear this. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my old friend Pauly Shore. Hello, Pauly.
Hi.
How are you?
Relaxing. How are you?
Good. You feeling okay? You feeling healthy?
I don't know.
Have you taken your temperature lately?
I don't know. I took it through my butt.
Yeah, I have a rectal thermometer.
Yep. Look at us. We're back together again.
It's been years. It's been decades. We met 30 some odd years ago, practically. 1980. When you started MTV, 88, 89, 89, right?
First time ever was 1990. You took pictures of me on my mom's front lawn.
I remember that. I remember coming to your house.
Remember?
Yeah. You're still living at mom's.
And she was like, "What are you doing on the porch? Get out of here." Right?
She is one of a kind, man. Mitzi was one of a kind.
We had fun, a lot of laughs.
Yeah, we went right through it. The two of us went to Vegas. We went to Vegas together. That was crazy. You got married.
I got married in Vegas. Yep.
And then countless parties everywhere. Playboy Mansion, Hollywood Athletic Club, everywhere, all over
Didn't
town.
you go? Weren't you there when we did the what was it? The Kurt Cobain Axl Rose fight backstage at UCLA, right?
Yeah, I was there, but I wasn't backstage. It was very tense, right? I was in the audience. You know, we were watching that rehearsal. That rehearsal was painful. Do you remember MTV trying to make him to play? They tried to make him play the hit, and he wanted to play "Rape Me."
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, but didn't Axl throw a punch at Kurt Cobain?
Yeah, something happened back there. Those guys didn't like each other.
And then Dice was like, "Oh, get out of here, douche!" Right?
Yeah. Dice came on strong. That was strong years for Dice too, right there, the late '80s, early '90s. And also your babysitter Sam. I worked with him a lot at MTV when I first came in there. He was on there constantly. How much of an influence was he? You toured? Wasn't he your first major tour?
Yeah. What's funny about you is that any event I went to, I would get there, and all of a sudden I'd look up, and there you would be.
Well, I was paid to follow you. I don't know. One told you that?
No, but you always got in there, you know.
Yeah, well, I was working it. In those days, you were a talent when you had a camera, you know, because not everybody could take a picture. Nowadays, everybody's got their phone out. You know, you get bugged all the time, or people coming up to you in Maui, or you're like social distance.
No, the good part about where I'm staying in Maui is that we're on a golf course in the middle of nowhere, so there's no one around. You know, it's there's no one around, so I feel like I'm doing my part. I'm staying away from people, and you know, you just have to kind of stay away from people for now, until they say the coast is clear. So, you try to wear these gloves. I have these gloves. Let me show you. I have these gloves here. You know, sometimes I bend people over and put my finger up them. So if you wanna.
You do a little check.
And then I got my little mask here.
Oh yeah, I like the mask.
But I don't want to give the coronavirus to myself. I can give it to myself. I don't want to do that.
Right. That's a great look. Well, you were the original quarantined comedian, right? You and Baldwin. You guys in Biodome back in the day. Like everybody's watching that now. They're all watching the quarantine flicks, and Biodome's on everyone's list.
Yeah, it was a self-contained environment that we locked ourselves in there, and if you open the door, then the whole thing gets messed up. So yeah, we were the first in that. That was it's interesting. A lot of my movies are better now than they were before, because whenever you're really popular, this, everyone wants to shit on you, and then a lot of people like, oh, Pauly Shore's movies are stupid. And then even though a lot of people liked them, but now like the more time that stuff has passed, the more they realize like all those movies that we did back in the day, were I don't know, kind of ahead of their time a little bit. I mean, they still hold up to this day. I mean, I just got a $50,000 check from Amazon for, my movies are streaming more now than ever.
Everybody's watching this stuff. When I went on and looked at your Wikipedia, they started talking about your Rotten Tomatoes, and they said the best thing you've made was Pauly Shore is Dead, and I love that movie. I thought it was really honest portrayal. I remember working on.
I didn't make $50,000 from Amazon. You're supposed to say, really, 50,000?
Sorry.
No,
really 50. Really 50,000.
No. It's funny because I would never sit and watch my movies or any of my stuff, but now that we are kind of forced to like watch these platforms, we watched the Biodome the other night, and it holds up. It's funny. It's a funny movie. I remember doing that movie and with Steven and just saying to myself, before we film, like you always kind of have to get into character and what is this guy going to be? And it was like, I just want to just be crazy. I didn't want to like think about anything. I wanted these guys, Bud and Doyle, the two characters, to be like, I don't know, just fun, just fun and silly. And in these times now, especially, these older comedies, I think really kind of stand out. So I'm very fortunate and happy to have those in my arsenal,
How much was script? Because you must be really hard to keep on script.
Yeah, I don't stay on script a lot.
So how much of it was scripted between you and Steven, and how much were you just winging?
It's funny because I watched the movie and I was watching, I'm like, that wasn't in the script. That wasn't in the script. That wasn't in the script. One of my biggest lines ever was Steven Tyler PJs from Son-in-Law, where I come running out,
Right.
And Son-in-Law, I'm like, Steven Tyler PJs, Steven Tyler PJs. And that was something that I had just come up with that day, when they were rolling,
Yeah, well, you're great on the fly.
That was the MTV show we used to do, the Totally Pauly Show. That's what the show was. It was all kind of spontaneous, That's kind of how I work better that way,
You didn't write scripts for that. You just had guests or ideas or people come in.
Yeah, kind of like one-liners, and like, okay, we're gonna take this idea and kind of run with it,
Yeah. So how much of your act now that you take out on the road is winging it, and how much is act?
I'd say probably about 70% of it is act, and the rest is kind of winging it. I mean, you have to, when you go on stage and people are paying money to see you, have to have something there. Have you seen the new Louis C.K. special?
No.
It's out right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just released it. I think it was yesterday.
How is that? Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's funny. He's good.
Yeah, he's a great comedian.
I didn't finish it because our internet service. Am I allowed to swear or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You're in. Right. Go ahead.
Well, my internet service was fucked up, so I'm gonna watch the rest. I heard he talks about the elephant in the room towards the end of his special, so I'm interested to see how he handles that.
I mean, the whole Me Too thing it's horrible the way it happened, but really that's standard operating procedure in Hollywood for so long that everybody getting caught on it is kind of crazy, especially 34 years. I get that it's wrong. It's never right. There's no way to portray it that it's right, but it's not. It's just so crazy how it's going. And obviously the guy was a little bit out of line back in the day with some of the things that's being reported. Did he ever pull it out for you?
No, unfortunately I never got to see his pee-pee. So, but, I used to get him sandwiches though, when he was working at the Comedy Store, when he first started working there. I don't know, maybe like 4 years ago. Cause he never
4 years.
He never worked the store.
Oh, really? Where was he? At the Improv or where?
No, he was New York and Boston. He's always kind of like that guy. So when he first started working the store, I would always say, he said to me and Adam Egett, who books it, he's like, what do you want to eat? He says, go get me a Greenblatt sandwich.
Well, that's close.
So that's all he wanted was a Greenblatt sandwich and like a soda or something backstage. So we took care of him. Yeah, he's a very funny comedian.
What was your first job at the Comedy Store? Getting sandwiches and stuff?
No, I'd have to say cleaning the cottage cheese out of Lenny Schultz's balls after his performance.
How old were you? Pauly went. Oh,
hello.
There you are. How old were you?
Sorry.
How old were you? You're here. I see you.
Hello.
Do you see me or no?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Pauly.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Do you see me?
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
You see me? Hi. I can hear you. Let's see what he's doing. Maybe he's going to call back in. That's always a good idea, too. Here, I found some pictures. Look at this one. Pauly and Ricky Rackman. The locks. I remember the locks, the hair. Here we go.
Hello?
You back?
Sorry about
there you go.
Hey,
That's all
dude,
right.
did you hear Chris Cuomo from CNN? He got the coronavirus.
I saw. Have you seen him and his brother going at it on TV? They're the best comedy routine I've seen in years.
Yeah, it's like me and my brother. We just love each other.
Yeah, Hal. I think I actually have it. Oh, here we go. I found a pic. I found a picture here. Let's see. Boom. That's your bro right there, right? Can you see
Yep,
it?
that's my oldest brother, Scott. Yep.
And then you had another brother, Pete.
Yeah.
Classic. I mean, so you're a kid. You're at the Comedy Store. Who do you remember? Like, would you go in at night and watch? Would you go in there when you were young? Do you remember how old you were when Mom used to let you come in at night and stick around?
Well, she opened it, 1972. So I've been there ever since. So I've been there almost 50 years.
Wow, it was your playpen, huh?
Yeah, but you remember we grew up together. We started together. Me and you were a team. Like everywhere I went, you went. Everywhere you went, I went. And whether we were hanging out with Tony DeSanto or Paul Cockrell, Carol Donovan, Greg Johnson, Suzanne Preston, Totally Pauly, Millie Vanilli, Sam Kennison. That was.
I found a picture of this guy here. The Krim, Rick Krim.
Oh wow,
that's old school MTV. I mean, these guys. I was just showing this picture while you went off. Was you and Ricky? I mean, you guys were all in there at the same time. Headbangers Ball, Totally Pauly. That was MTV's main programming back then.
Yeah, we were on in the afternoons from like 3 to 4. I think it was 3 to 4, and then Yo MTV Raps came on after.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, classic.
Yeah, so
here's one of your other the Totally Pauly. We did that show at the Rocks. Is at the Whiskey or the Roxy, where you did that live.
Who is that? Who's that there?
That's you.
No, I know that, but who am I with?
You're with some chick who was the blonde, beautiful blonde on Premises. I don't remember who she was. Yeah. She was the actress on that. But she was a famous girl, actually, around that time in the late 80s and early 90s. I can't remember what her name was, but I remember seeing her everywhere. Remember all that was the pirate radio, the hair bands, Rat and Poison and Vince Neil
and Jeff Kravitz.
And Jeff Kravitz. And Pauly hanging out. Hold on. The picture I shared today, this one here, is what I shared on Instagram and stuff. And people were like, whoa. And
yes.
That's peaking. Sick. That's peak Motley Crue right there. And peak Kravitz and Shore right there, too.
Yeah. That was it. I mean, we were living the life that everyone else wanted to live, and we did it. We did it. And we were very fortunate to come. MTV was, we talk about how big it was back then and how influential it was, back then, as far as it's where everyone looked.
Yeah.
I mean, it was bigger than Saturday Night Live. It was massive. It had the kids' ears, Yeah,
it was the pop culture. It was where the pop culture incubator. Everything they did was something that everybody was talking about, and everybody was watching those VMAs all the time.
Even the latter part of MTV, in the 2000s with Carson Daly was really cool too, with TRL. I thought that was, with Britney Spears and the NSYNC guys and Limp Bizkit, that came on right after me. And that was they had a good, 7-year run there as well. So, but now because of the internet, the kids don't watch it anymore. They just, stare at their phones. So there's no real reason for kids to watch MTV. It's not really what's cool anymore. So, I mean, you got a TikTok, Patty Whack, give your dog a bone, bro.
Do you have a TikTok?
No, I'm thinking about it.
I mean, it's really funny. I mean, I just sit there and laugh when I watch it because
What
it's
is it? Just people singing, right?
yeah, singing, dancing, and doing real quick skits, like just real funny bits. It's great little comedy routines and stuff, and it just makes you laugh. And people are really creative, and I think that's what I really like about it. But I guess everybody calls it the new Vine. It's just like Vine used to be back in the day.
And then what about you? I mean, this is your podcast and your show, or what?
Yeah, so this is something I started because, I wanted to unite with my friends around 410 and maybe smoke some weed around 420. But it's turned into me talking to my friends like you that are in isolation and everybody hanging out I have a captive audience. And, did you know my dad, Pinky? I know Sammy knew Pinky. But Pinky Kravitz down in Atlantic City, he worked at the Trop doing his show from the top of the Trop. Did you ever perform for Bob Kephart at the Comedy Stop down there?
I never played Atlantic City, really. No.
Oh, so you wouldn't have met my dad, but Sammy knew my dad. He would do Pinky's show over the years, so I knew that they knew each other, which is really unique. Wow. But my dad was a radio talk show host for 56 years, so it's always something I had. I'm full of shit, Pauly, so I'm able to string a sentence together. And I started this. This is my 4th week now. I've talked to Jeff Ross, our old friend Jeff Ross, another. He grew up at the Comedy Store also.
Yeah, Jeff's been around for a while.
Yeah. What did you think of Jim Carrey's series that was supposed to be a loose portrayal? What was it called? It was called.
Well, everyone, most people didn't like it, and everyone wants me to shit on it because it just wasn't really true to the whole thing. But who cares? It's like it's so hard to make shows, to produce shows, to do shows, like. Whatever, he did it what he did, and it came out how it came out, and it had a 1 or 2 year run, and I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't really get into it because it wasn't really what it was. It was kind of just based off of what it was.
Right, it was a caricature of your mom.
Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, Jim does his thing, and whatever, who cares? Yeah,
Yeah. You guys all paid your dues. Jim did it phenomenal from being a stand-up, working the comedy clubs. I mean, everybody. When do you remember seeing Robin for the first time?
Probably in the OR.
When you came out?
No, the original room at the store.
Oh, at the original room. Oh. What'd you think? Was he was hot right off the presses, right?
Yeah, well, there's no Robin Williams. I mean, that's why, when he died, it was such a fucking devastation for everyone because it's kind of like Elvis Presley, it was like, or Michael Jackson or fucking Prince or any of these people that, really made a mark on the world. And with Robin, it was so sad because he brought laughter and he connected so well with, people, and he was, his mind was like he was such a genius. His mind would just fucking go, and it doesn't matter what the situation was. And he got that from improv and being on stage and doing characters. And then when he got Mork and Mindy, it was a pretty big deal,
Oh, that was huge. And he was phenomenal. And that was pretty much his stand-up live on TV, him just going off. Talk about a guy that didn't stay on script, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. And he was, he used to, I have to burp 1 sec.
Here we go.
Sorry.
No problem.
He used to do this thing called the Comedy Store Players when I was a kid. I was like in, I think I was in, what was it? I'd have to say 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, around there. And he used to be in a troupe that would perform in the main room, and it was called the Comedy Store Players. And he would do improv there. And before the Comedy Store Players, I was in a band, and we were called We Don't Know Yet because we never knew what we were going to call our name of our band.
Yeah.
So he would say, "What's the name of the band?" I said, "We don't know yet." And that was the name. And then the band was, I played the drums in the main room, and we used to go before the Comedy Store Players, before Robin Williams. So that was pretty cool.
What a life, Pauly. So where you're in Maui now? I saw you got a new show you're doing. It's you locked up in Maui with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, it's called Pauly Shore's Quarantine with His Ex on Maui, and it's a scripted show. It's actually, um, it's something I'm pretty excited about because everyone is, in the same position, but most people are doing things like this, which are just talking and doing Zoom. And I have a podcast that's pretty popular called Random Rants, and that's on my YouTube, and it's, everyone's on that, and it's on all my places that's been. But since we're all quarantined and we can't do the podcast, I wanted to come up with something that was fresh. So a girlfriend of mine lives out here. Her name's Asha. She's really cool, and she's my friend. So she's playing my ex-girlfriend, and it's scripted, and every episode's like 3 to 5 minutes, and it airs every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today's episode is with Eric Griffin. So every episode starts off with a FaceTime with someone shitting on me, but not me, but the character on the show.
Right.
And wait, hold on, I gotta shut the door because I hear the there's a lawnmower. They're doing the golf course. One sec.
Okay. Pauly is something else, folks. Just very, very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Hawaii's like the Philippines. Like you can't leave your place or they'll shoot you.
Right. If they see a white man outside, so all your food getting delivered, everything like that, where you can go to the market.
Yeah. No, here. And then we got one of those little swimming pools. We put it on the balcony, so it's almost like I'm in the ocean.
Can you go to the
Like
beach? Or they're not letting anybody down to the beach either.
No, you get a $5,000 ticket.
Wow. That's it. So why did you end up going to Hawaii? Were you there already, or did you just get on a plane once you heard it was going to go to hell?
Because I'm a coward.
Because you're a coward? You thought that was far enough away?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm too my nerves and everything are too shot out and fucked up to stay in LA during this time. I can't drive by the fucking Comedy Store and see it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that has it ever been shut like that? What's the longest it's ever been closed?
It's never been shut.
It's open every day, even Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, every store is shut. The whole fucking place.
Oh no.
Fucking Las Vegas, dude, New York City, everyone's shut down,
I know, it's crazy.
It's it's really fucked up, but it's also, I think at the end of the day, once we do get through this, and we will get through it, I think it's gonna really be a breath of breath air for everyone, and I think we're all gonna come together. I mean, there's no race, there's no age, there's no, we're all in this together, and we're all gonna get out of this together. And there'll be some casualties on the way. Hopefully, we all just kind of social distance, stay away from everyone. You see people, you don't hug them, you just kind of wave, and hopefully they'll come up with the vaccine soon. And, we'll all kind of put our heads. I mean, for comedians, it's a fucking nightmare because comedians we're fucking messes. Like, we need to have that audience or we go fucking, we go crazy. So the fact that they took away the, hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you see me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? What happens there? Yeah, he's going to call me back.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. Okay. Pauly is going to call us back, I guess. The technical difficulties here. Yes, he is the weasel. Hello, Missy. A shout out to your husband, Brad. Was he that far away? Hold on. Here's Pauly. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I keep losing you.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Yeah, so you were saying how much it sucks for comedians because they make their money and their whole livelihood is getting what's in their system out of them.
Yeah.
Right?
So, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I can't see you though.
Can you hear me? All right.
I can hear you. Can you see me though?
I can see you and I can hear you. So let's just go with it.
Okay. Copy.
All right.
Yeah. So, they took away the microphone. They took away the crowds. So, it's it's tough, but we'll be all right. You know, we'll get through it one day at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing to stay occupied out there?
I hike every day. Me and Asha, we go hiking, and then I go. She's got a little app where I do yoga and Pilates. So I've lost some weight.
Good.
And I'm just trying to like take it easy. You know, that's what my mom would say. Just take it easy. You know, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm taking it easy. I'm doing my show. I'm staying away from people. And I'm swimming in my plastic pool outside on the thing here.
Are you binge watching anything?
Just the Tiger Show.
Yeah. What'd you think? What do you think?
He's entertaining.
Yeah, some white trash.
He's probably got a VHS copy of Biodome.
In prison?
Oh, he's in prison at the end. I didn't get to that part.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
So he goes to prison because he was going to have that girl killed, right?
Yeah. He's a mess, dude. That guy is something else. It's so funny. Did you hear what Jeff Ross did last week where he trolled the whole world thinking that he got an interview with on April Fool's Day? They thought he said he did a podcast and he had somebody come on and play the Tiger King. Oh, and everybody thought it was real. And the next day he's like, that was April Fool's joke.
That's awesome.
But TMZ was calling him. I mean, did you do anything for April Fool's this year? Or no, you just like...
No, I think there's enough joking going on. I think I just want to take it easy.
Yeah, it's hard to be funny right now, right? I think it's hard to I mean, there's a lot of weirdness going on for sure, but it's not exactly a comedy right now. It's more of a tragedy. So
we'll get through it. But if you watch my show, it's funny. My show's funny. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it. I saw your episode today where you got in a fight with the guy over the phone. Because I won't give it away, but it's great stuff. They're just great little skits and they're funny. You know?
That's Eric Griffin. You know Eric Griffin.
Yes. Really funny stuff. And you're a creative guy. It's amazing that and the production quality looks really good. I love your intro looks amazing. I was like, wow, Pauly looks like he has a whole crew out there. So
I have a camera guy out here that lives out here, so we just shoot it and edit it here. So it's keeping me busy,
Yeah, but that's why I started this show too. Something to do and keep me busy and to keep me from thinking about it because I don't have any work lined up. I don't know when the next thing. Do you have any idea when you think you're going to go out? None, right? So maybe it's a good time to write a script there, Pauly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take it easy. I don't want to I'm just doing my show right now from here, and that's enough,
All right. Well, good.
I think it's okay. It's okay to take it easy and not have to work too, for me. I've been working for 30 years, nonstop. So I think this is okay for me to just, as my mom would say, take it easy.
Who's running the store now?
Jesus Christ.
Mom's still probably running it from heaven.
Pretty much. The store runs itself.
Really?
Well, there's management and there's people that, take care of everything. There's people, Eric's manager, you got my brother Peter, and you got Adam Egget, and I don't know. It's just, It's a comedy club. It's not brain surgery. The comedians
right, of course.
Comedians come, you put them on social media, you promote it. The comedians do the podcast, and just, it's at the best location. It's the biggest comedy club, and it's it's for the comics. So
and it's where every legend in the world cut their teeth.
Yep.
David Letterman, everybody. Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson play there or no? He was already doing his thing. He would just come there and steal the talent, right?
Yeah, I think his name's Jim McCauley. I think was his talent booker.
He'd be living at the comedy store.
He used to have sex with Maureen Murphy.
There you go.
Remember her?
Yeah, Maureen Murphy.
Holy
That's classic. You're going back.
You remember her?
Yes. Yeah, when I was going through looking for pictures of you, I had pictures of you with every ex-girlfriend in the world. It was pretty daunting. Like Pauly, and I remember one time we had a conversation at the Hollywood Athletic Club, and you're like, Kravitz, I got into this for the chicks.
I did?
That's what you told me. That was years ago. That was probably right 93, 94, 90, right up there. You're like, I did this for the chicks.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's who I was back. That's who I was back then. So.
Of course, and now it's a completely different thing. Now it's become your art, your life's work, and
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Pauly. It's amazing the amount of path we've both cut in our lives through this town and through this industry, and it's been an honor to watch you. And a lot of people can't keep their shit together day to day, and for the past 3 decades, you've mostly kept your shit together, and it's been a pleasure to know you and work with you. I've worked on your movies. I was thinking about it today. You called me. You're like, Kravitz, you got to come up to my house. And that's when you had the place right up behind the Comedy Store. And I was like, what happened? And you're like, I cut my hair.
Oh wow.
I cut my hair. And that was huge because you had the curls at that point. And it was like, oh.
Yeah, that's when we went from son-in-law to in the Army now.
Right. That's when you
No,
were.
it's been good. I'm very happy. Like I've had that run, and I'm very fortunate that whatever I did has landed with most people. I've been touring America for 30 years, and I love stand up and I love making people happy. So.
Well, you do a great job of it. So keep it up. Stay safe there in Maui. Hi to your ex-girlfriend.
I love you, brother. Tell everyone I say what's up and send me those pics. I'll
okay. All right, you got it. Thanks, Pauly.
Bye.
There you go. Another old friend, Pauly Shore, touching base from Maui. I mean, I sometimes feel like I'm watching, when I go back and I start looking back at all the pictures and stuff, like I'm watching someone else's life or someone else's movie. It's just, it's like so bizarre to think what's going on. So the Oscars, Jeff Gordon, the Oscars need to honor this talent. And Gary, I saw you were up here saying that he opinionated on the quality of Pauly's movies, that he liked Encino Man a little bit better than Biodome. So, oh yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about ruining the end of the series you're watching. But he's a great guy, as you can see, and very interesting to come from a family like that that's just immersed in comedy all your life and have people like Sam Kinison being your babysitter and traveling around the world for 30 years and making people laugh. So it's an honor and a pleasure to have worked with people like this that were groundbreakers and everybody had their eyes on constantly. Pauly couldn't go down the street without getting attacked. It was just something else back in the day. It was his own kind of weird, MTV mania that went on that a lot of people missed because now everything's on YouTube. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up today on Monday. I just want you to know that we will be here tomorrow. Our guest tomorrow is Dan Canner, former musical director for Justin Bieber, one of my best friends and one of the better humans on the planet, who's always out there trying to make people happy and connecting people. He's connected a lot of people. So we're going to talk a little bit about Dan, his passion for music. He's an incredible guitar player. If you haven't seen any of his videos or seen him play, just search Dan Canner. There's a song about him. Probably start the show tomorrow with the Dan Canner song. If you're a Bieber or a Belieber or been anywhere around that scene, you know who Dan Canner is. He's been in the movies, whatever. Wednesday, we have fish lighting director Chris Carota with fisherman extraordinaire from the TV show Wicked Tuna, TJ Ott, captain of the hot tuna boat. Hot tuna. And on Thursday, we have Dan Matthews, who is, the boss of PETA. He's at the top. Him and Ingrid at the top there, doing everything, keeping our pets safe and watching out for their well-being. So it's about time. You got 6 minutes so you go howl at the moon there. 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whenever it comes on. Howl at the moon. I want to thank you guys for all tuning in. We're in week 4 of this, and it's been amazing. Every day is I get excited about every day about coming in and talking and seeing how it's going to go. Because you never know. Pauly's like, we'll do 10 minutes. We ended up doing over a half an hour, 35 minutes with Pauly. So, technical difficulties, this is not NBC. This is JKC. So there's going to be technical difficulties. We're in an imperfect world, and Maui has shitty internet. So We all know this. Anyway, I love you guys. Please take care of each other. Keep your social distance. Here comes your hug. Big one. Everybody stay safe out there. And tomorrow, Dan Canner, tune in right here. YouTube, Facebook Live. Ryan Chen, Kurt Cobain, Trey Anastasio. See Trey? There he is. Oops. I'm just breaking my whole kit caboodle here. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow. Stay safe.